No.
He said that's why nothing surprises me.
Said earlier,
Nothing
time to win momentum. Time to build
nothing
momentum.
surprises.
What fucking momentum?
Go.
Fucking
Whip it.
bullshit, man.
Whip it.
Fucking bullshit.
Work, bro.
Don't even fucking deserve it. Don't even deserve to fucking scam the shit win. Don't even deserve it, mate. Don't even deserve it. Fucking bullshit.
And you know the thing is, yeah, nothing will change.
Oh, fuck off, man. Fucking
Stinky.
shit.
Proper stinky. That
Nothing will
Shit,
change.
Stinky.
Nothing will change.
I'm so angry with
Absolute
that.
fucking
That is
stinky.
a
I'm
disgusting result, a disgusting
Stinky.
performance, disgusting decisions by Ruben Amorim against a team who have 2 points. I don't care. There is no excuses for that. No excuses for that. Yes, I've said that Wolves are tough and they make it tough for you, this, that, and the other. But the lack of urgency, the overthinking, the substitutions, all of it, pathetic tonight. Absolutely awful. There is no defending that tonight.
Stinky,
No
Flex.
defending that.
Stinky. He stunk it out, mate. Stinky performance from the boys, mate. Yeah? Ruben got it wrong. Everyone could see it clear as day. But again, he has shown this before.
Yeah,
and it'll be the same again.
Yeah, this is it's nothing. It's not. When we've had so many lows, whether it's Grimsby, whether it's 10-man Everton, whether it's 1-1 against a West Ham team that are just as bad as Wolves, let's face it, this isn't a shock. Nothing's a shock. Nothing's a shock with the team. Nothing's a shock with the coach, constantly trying to overthink stuff. It's like the same way that he's overthought it when, all last year or earlier this year when the back three maybe wasn't working. He wants to change. The irony of all ironies now, when he doesn't have to change, he does change. But at the same time, nothing's going to change between now and the Leeds game. Nothing will change for the rest of the season until it's mathematically impossible United don't make European football. Nothing's going to. This is the same reason why when we do score a goal, we go, we need a second, because we know the team, we know the coach, we know it's the same shit. It's the same script every single week. The only positive is sometimes, we might end up scoring the winner. Sometimes we won't because there's no consistency. Jadine says, but Owen, why are you accepting this? It's not accepting it in the sense of I'm fine with it. It's accepting it in the sense of I know nothing's going to change. Nothing's going to change. If Ineos had ambition and they were scared about what was going to happen this season, Ruben would have been gone after Grimsby. That was the lowest of the low. And there were still lows after that of, again, Everton, 10 men. So with this, nothing's going to change in that regard. It's shit. And it will be shit for the rest of the season. Some games we might win and be like, it's all right. Table's tight. Fuck it. Well, we might go and win against Leeds at the weekend. And we'll be like, where was that when we played Wolves? And then we'll be like, oh, table's okay. And then the table will allow table's okay. But we can't even say that, Flex. We can't even say that. We don't know. That team, minus, all right, add Mason Mount in, it beat Newcastle on a few days ago. There's no consistency. And then even if we did win tonight, Ruben would still probably tweak the team again. It's just, nothing's changing in that regard. It's not. Now it'll be about really looking at Ineos going, right, even with, the AFCON players, and I know you got players missing now, but let's face it, when the players have been available, because I don't even think it's a personnel team. You say not with that team, Flex. It's not even a personnel thing. Because we've seen United put in that performance with all of our players available. Even when all of our players are available, we go 1-0 up and we say, oh, we need to score another goal. So that's when you look at Ineos. You look at the people at Man United going, right, what's your plan? You're going to do anything in January? You're going to go get any players? Are you really certain with this Ruben thing it's going to work? They're going to let the season play out.
They are going to let the season play out. But we have to talk about the things that are happening while the season's still on, right? That's the future. I get it. But Ruben Amorim, let's talk about the 90. You fucked it up. You fucked that up. There was no need to make them changes that you made. Absolutely, absolutely no need whatsoever. I don't understand it. The same way how when he made them subs against Newcastle, we raised our eyebrows, but he won the game, so we get to give him praise and say, well, it worked. Well, guess what? This didn't fucking work. That's on you. You've taken Dorgu from the right wing and put him at left wing back, and you've changed the system. Why? Why against Wolves at home have you essentially matched them? Because they played a back five. Why have you done that? We were what is Mason Mount that important to what you're trying to do in a 4-2-3-1 that the whole thing crumbles against bottom of the league team who's got 2 points? No, it's not. It's not. So it didn't look right from the start. We just got a jammy goal and thought, well, you know what, 1-0, that'll take the confidence and the wind out the sails of fucking Wolves, will be all right, and then we just don't have to talk about it again. Well, guess what? Like you say, Owen, when you lose the game, we have to fucking talk about it. And he got it wrong. The substitutions, we don't know yet with the Xerxes situation. We'll find out. If that was tactical, it didn't work. Young kid, I'm not going to cuss him. Not going to cuss him. Listen, he's a young kid. It's his third game for us. It's a difficult game. All right. Wanted him to get more minutes today. Thought it would go different for him, but it didn't work, did it? Didn't work. And then towards the end of the game, we're hanging on.
Well, we also said, we spoke about this earlier, DJ, didn't we? Saying that even in that Newcastle game, even though you win the game, you can still get the subs wrong. And in that Newcastle game, when he took off Casemiro, there was this feeling of, I don't think that's the right sub. And it was the same today. You know, the changes that he made, ultimately, he just didn't get away with it as he did against Newcastle in the sense of those decisions. I'm honestly, I'm not actually having while players are unavailable today, I don't give a shit, because still, players available or not available, there should be enough to beat Wolves at home, because everyone else has, bar like a couple of teams this season. Yeah. If you're going to have anything about you, you should be beating Wolves. So I'm not even going to go with, personnel issues and what we got to have our best players to beat the worst Premier League team in history. Not having it. Yeah. What today was, you're right, Flex. Today is a tactical fuck up in terms of Amorim. The guy who's been one of the most stubborn coaches suddenly decided to be adaptable at a time that he didn't need to be adaptable.
That's right there. The irony of it.
That's what it was.
Irony.
Yeah. That's ultimately what it's about. The thing is, and this is, I suppose, where people will say about, sustainability is, when we play Leeds at the weekend or in a couple games time, we'll probably win a couple of them. And then we'll go look at the table and we'll go, it wasn't that bad. But ultimately, Everton, West Ham, Bournemouth, this one, that's 4 games where you've dropped points. Eventually, that is going to catch up to you. We're very fortunate in the sense of the league has been so inconsistent this year that we're still in about it. Look at Chelsea tonight. Chelsea drew with Bournemouth, so it hasn't really hurt us in that regard. But eventually, if you're going to keep doing what we are doing this level of inconsistency, it will catch up to us. It will. It's just the case of how much is it going to catch up to us because everyone else is inconsistent. How much will we get away with it? Because if it was another season, we'd be in so much trouble. But it's not. So we're lucky in that regard. But this is why, again, I know obviously Flex, you're angry during the game. This is why just emotionally, I'm fucking detached months ago, because this is what this team, this coach, this whole setup is at the moment. It's dross. It's shit. Some games will win. The season is pretty shit as well. This is also why I can't do another season of this. This is why it has to be European football, because that's the only way I think Ruben stays, and that would suggest that maybe he got something right. If it's not European football, then he should go, because I can't stand another season of this. 1 game a week with this level of football.
That's why I was talking about papering over the cracks, Owen. That's what I meant in terms of, look, we're seeing him have these mad decisions and these deficiencies. If somehow we jam it and we get Champions League football, obviously he's going to have to stay in the job, because he's fulfilled their quota of what they want. So then what? We're going to have another season of this bullshit. For me, right? I'm telling you right now, the way I'm so angry, I can't even cuss the way I want to cuss.
I'm fuming because
absolutely fuming.
100%. And this is again another opportunity where, aside from it being Wolves and the embarrassment of what that comes to, so you talk about that on one hand, like you say, Chelsea did fuck up. Chelsea go and fuck up. You're supposed to take care of your business at home, because Chelsea are on a bad run. This is a chance to start putting some daylight between them. I'm arguing with fucking Matisse on the show saying we are the same. Well, it just shows we actually are, to be fair. This is exactly the same record. But, you just can't legislate for that type of performance. Even, and I'm saying even within us, like even within 8 players missing, even within our inconsistencies, I'm still saying that is fucking embarrassing. It is. But you know why it is? Because all the other teams, it hasn't happened to them, apart from 2 teams.
That's why again, I agree with you. But this is also why I'm not shocked, because you mentioned in those games when we played West Ham, when we played Everton, when we played, say, Bournemouth, those were like Monday night games. Everyone had played. We knew what we needed to do, and we knew that the teams around us had slipped up, and we still couldn't do it. Everton literally gave us the game, slap across the face, bitch slap across the face, red card, right? For 80 minutes, we didn't do it, yeah? So it's like, why should, when we play Wolves, it shock us that we couldn't beat them either? Because we've done this like 4 or 5 times this season, where we go, right, this should be straightforward. We take care of this one. The other teams will drop points, and we're going to be in a good position. That's what we do. That's what we do every single game. Every single game, every single opportunity, it's the same. It's the same. The only fortunate thing is, because of the league this season, we keep getting away with it. And it's just a case of how long can you get away with it
That's what I'm saying. The writing, I think, will be on the wall, to be honest with you, because I think with this amount of players missing in this period, this gap's going to start to open up now, I think, personally. I like, yeah, it could be in a moment, come on, flex, calm down, you fast forward, and then we've ended up beating Leeds or whatever. I don't know. I can just tell you my thoughts, how I feel. Like going away to Leeds now, you know, I don't fancy that, bro. I don't fancy that with that crop there. What are you going to do?
We got a bunch of super chats. Borbo says, okay, I accept hiring Amorim was a mistake. Item Panda says, Wolves XG 0.97, United 0.58. Well, remember when XG was important, it won't be important now. D Witness says, I told you boys first half and you disagreed. Disgusting from Amorim. I refuse to back a manager. He puts his ego first to the detriment of the team. But I still disagree, D, because I don't think Amorim was sending a message. I think it's even worse than that. I think Amorim genuinely thinks that's the right thing to do, do those tweaks, which it's not. So I don't even think it's a case of Amorim knows right, and the right thing to do would be to stick as is. I think he actually thinks, no, this is the right way to set up the team to win today. Al says Dorgill on the left for 90 minutes after the last game. Philip says he has to go, not just because of today. He's brain dead, generally worst manager ever to manage United. How can we continue with him? So Mark's been member for 27 months, says, I agree we weren't good, but what positive changes could be made by the manager based on the players available? I don't even think, so Marcus, it's a case of like subs, because I would agree with you that, there aren't many options to make. I think that's when it gets into the setup in general, doesn't it? Of going, right, you can't really change much from the bench. So your setup, your tactical selection should be, why are you changing that? Why are you making problems for yourself? You don't need to make, you've already got enough of them. You don't need to make any more for yourself. Mr. Joe Cool's been a member for 41 months, says, end this absolute farce of a project. Jadine's been a member for 40 months, says, but we shouldn't accept this. Where have our standards gone? From firing Van Gaal when he won the FA Cup to allowing this, tragic and just a disgrace. I don't think a lot of fans are accepting this. I think the concern might be people in Ineos, not that they accept this, but they're like, I think, to be honest, yeah, Jadine, I reckon the people in Ineos, they're just praying to God that at the end of the season, it turns out right for them. And I think if you asked them today, are you confident that you're going to finish in like a European spot at the end of the season? I don't think they could tell you. And I think that it's hope. It's hope and prayer settings, because they've put everything onto this.
Just
what I mean?
Just quickly, guys, I'm going to get some reactions done and some content done, guys. I'm going to leave you guys with the aftermath. More reaction from myself coming right up, guys. I'm pissed off, man. I'm fucking fuming.
Yeah, anyway, he's gone. He's living. JP has been 42 minutes. Says Sheshko should have had a hat trick. Ain't no mustard on his sandwich though. User says 33% of Wolves' points at United. Fat Thor says Ineos' ego is as detrimental as the Glazers' greed. RB says this manager is useless. We look like the team in the bottom of the league. I'm not sure I blame the players for this one. This one's on the manager. All Elite says, can we have a serious talk about Cunha now? Biggie Third says, you have to be a dullard if this result wasn't on the table for you before kickoff. It's not negativity. We're just realistic about the team. And that's why before every game in at DJ, what do we always say? Yeah. I always go, what do you think is going to happen? And you always say, I don't know, everything.
Anything can happen, literally.
Yeah.
With this team, anything.
Yeah. And that's why, and I think, again, that's why I think just is people will have things differently, but that's kind of just where I'm at with it, where I'm just like, again, nothing shocks me with this team. You know what I mean? nothing shocks me. It's not, and maybe it's not the shock. It's just having to experience it, live through it when you still know it's a possibility. Magic Mike says Cunha was a passenger yet again, like the Newcastle game, but all our players don't run. We're always second to every ball, entitled wanks, all of them. RK says Ruben saw people praising the 4-4-2 and his ego couldn't take it, so reverted back. But we need to give him time, guys. More humiliation is needed, I guess. Does the fan base love this? Enough is enough. I would say, RK, I don't think the fan base loves it at all. But the pressure in terms of, whether Ruben stays or goes has been higher, hasn't it? And it won't, nothing will change. Nick says, why not out Cheeto on, Amorim out, and Ineos out? What the WTF? Doug says individual brilliance couldn't save Amorim today. RB says detached is the perfect description. Painful to watch. That is genuinely where I'm at with it. If I'm not smiling or laughing, I'll probably cry at that performance. But we've seen it multiple times. SK1 says, boys, I'm fed up, honestly. I feel nauseous, bro, and I'm not even joking. My blood pressure is through the roof, and even the ashwagandha I use isn't going to save me. Maybe you need something stronger, SK1, but legal. Amanor says, is there a full-time view today? Full-time view will be back 2026. First match review of 2026, which is the Leeds one. So at the weekend, we'll be back for that one. Biggie Third says, you guys need to take turns checking up on DJ throughout the night. He looks like he's on the edge. We love you, DJ. Stay strong, bro. There you go, DJ.
I'm on the edge, man. Biggie, I'm on the edge. That's what this team does to me every week.
Yeah.
Every week.
And you'll be back at the weekend. Emotional roller coaster.
Yep, exactly.
Mr. Joe Cool says, I've had enough of Amorim. Why did he bring on Fletcher just to play on the wing, just to move him to the middle for Mantato? Why not just bring up Mantato first? The guy's a moron. BJF Ficky says, our starting 11 should have done the job in their right setup. Back 5 and 2 defensive midfielders against Wolves. I hate watching us under this manager. And Super Arch says, even I can't believe this game. What are we doing? DJ, do you have any more words?
Just very shocking. Actually, no, shocking is the wrong word. I think this is part of the plethora of results that United would have probably got. I think the annoying thing is that we just didn't seem to give ourselves the best platform to begin this game. And in saying that, we're going up against the worst team in the league on paper. And the reality is that Amorim has chosen not to go with what worked last game. And that's insane to me. That is actually insane to me. And so it is squarely on his shoulders. I see, Cunha and Sesko getting a bit of hate. And I think Sesko, out of the 4 or 5 chances he got, he should have at least buried one of those. Definitely. As a striker, that's your job to put the ball in the back of the net. Cunha, I think he tried a bit too hard at times. He was trying to maybe carry the game a bit too much. But I know why he was doing that. He's doing that because he's looking around and he's looking at the players that he's playing with and he's like, can't really trust a few of you guys. Like, in some of the positions, we're asking him to pass it. He's not passing it because he's looking at the kids and he's like, don't think you lot are ready. And you can tell that this ain't the people he's been playing with. So I'm not making excuses for those guys, but just shit show all round. This is up there for me with Grimsby, Everton. This is in that league, definitely.
Yeah. No, I would totally agree with that. I think, when you don't have, a lot of players available, this is where, as a coach and senior players, I think you really earn your money. And I think as a coach, Ruben Amorim, this is when, you look at Sir Alex, when Sir Alex, he had injuries or he put out teams, you go, tell you what, on paper, that team is shit. Like, that is rubbish. But you get the result. And then the opposition goes, that team's rubbish. How did they get that result? And you go, because the coach knows what he's doing. Because when he doesn't have all of his options and all of the tools at his disposal, he still finds a way to make it work. And Ruben Amorim, the one thing he's not good at is adapting. So when he's forced to adapt, or he feels like he's forced to adapt because he's got players missing, he's not going to get it right. So once again, I think this is when you ask big questions about the coach, because when the going gets tough, he gets going, or the tactics don't work out. I think you look at senior players in that team and go, right, that we don't have the players available. So people like, Cunha, you need to step up. And also stepping up doesn't mean doing everything. Stepping up doesn't mean getting the ball and going on mazy runs all the time. Stepping up means controlling the game. Make sure that you're getting the ball and you're playing the ball forward. You're creating chances. Do the basics. Do the fundamentals. And so that's where I look at, Casemiro, you're experienced in there, make sure your quality of passing's better. Like you said, Šeško, he's got to score at least one of those. I know he's not an experienced player, but he's played a lot of football at a high level last few years.
Of football at a high level,
And the expectation is you've got to be better than that. You have to. I don't really look at, and Fletcher came on, he struggled. And the youngsters, when they came on, struggle, which is why I also say this is why you have to be careful with the whole just throw the kids in there, because they throw the kids in there in these situations, then we go, actually, they're probably not ready. So you look at Amorim and say you overcomplicated what should have been relatively straightforward, even with the circumstances, and the senior players you haven't delivered yet again. But it will be the same at the weekend against Leeds, and it will be, well, hopefully today's enough. And I also I don't even know if it's like a personnel thing, because even when we've had our full strength players available, we've seen performances like this. We had a lot of players available, like you said, when we played Everton at home. Yeah. It didn't make a difference.
Didn't make any difference.
It's just what we do every single week. So I don't know, man. I really don't.
Do you know what the insane thing is, Owen? We'll be here on United View doing the same thing again next week.
Yeah.
We'll be here again. We'll be here again. And could win 1-0, could win 3-0, could lose 3-0, could draw 2-2. So
David G says, please sack him. Flex has been on TalkSport gassing everything since we beat Newcastle. Amorim needs to be destroyed this week in the press, Wolves. He will be, but again, they won't do anything. And Sella says, we're about to go 3 years, no Champions League. It's so over. OA says 2 minutes into the game, Gary called it. To be fair, Gary Neville was spot on in this game, where he was just like, it's just all wrong. And he was right. The setup was just completely all wrong. Asher says, I'm a Liverpool fan. I'm annoyed you guys didn't beat Wolves. I think your team has better quality than Chelsea. Bournemouth should have beat them tonight. Biggie Third says, watch how we go win the next 2 games. Shake my... This is the other thing as well, Biggie Third, is you are right in that regard. And it's not even toxic positivity or anything like that. United, they could, because this season, when we've played these kind of games, we don't win. Then we'll go to like a Palace and win. We'll go, where the fuck was that? And then, we'll lose the next couple of games. It's shit. It's what it is. And Chalaboy Comics says, Šeško needs to find some heart. Borrows one from the butcher shop if need be. Cunha, pass more, please. Sometimes it's brainless. More urgency needed from Dallo. Sad day. Need to show more will as a team. Unfortunately, Chalaboy Comics, I think that's all the will we've got, and all the will that Ruben Amorim has got at different points. So there you go, guys. More reaction to come from Flex, fan views, player ratings. Of course, we'll also be back tomorrow morning, 9 a.m. as per usual. Big up, DJ. Once again, remember when we had a half-decent record on the Match View? It's kind of
I know. It's just kind of gone to shit, innit? It's gone upside down. Flipping hell.
We said to each other the first few, we were like, I tell you what, our record's good,
So it's fucking Amorim, man.
But anyway, guys, appreciate everyone for tuning in. Like I said, we'll have fan views, player ratings, aftermath, etc. all to come. And I won't see you before, DJ. So happy New Year!
Same to you, my brother. Same to you.
But I will be live tomorrow morning with Flex, so we'll be dissecting all this and more. So we'll be back tomorrow morning, 9 a.m. Have a good one, folks. Don't let United ruin your nights. Just go to bed. Just sleep it out. Might as well.